can there be one day? Can there be one day where it's about the moment? Or is it that the moment itself or how it was conducted, the symbolism of it? I know you made the point about the wrestlers, and I do take your point, and I'm saying again and again that I feel very strongly that there should be action against Brij Bhushan Saran. I'm just saying there's that, but there's also what happened inside the house. What did you think of what happened inside the house?
What is Parliament? Is it a place for its elected representatives who take the voice of the people, who make policy and who make laws? What is Parliament in its purity? Is it a place for people to pose? Sure, many people do. I've seen them all. What is it? It is meant to be for our voices to be heard. The whole exercise of elections takes place not so that one person without the opposition, the real opposition there, can just make speeches about how India has been lifted out of poverty when clearly it is not, which is fine. He's entitled to as a politician. But was the BJP doing the right thing? What do you mean? I mean, I think the wrestlers who have been sitting there in the heat and rain they respect the institution, so they're walking towards a parliament that they respect. I respect. I have covered that institution. I have covered it when there were BJP figures like Atal Bihari Vajpayee and Arun Jaitley and Sushma Swaraj who respected what parliament is meant to be about allowing the opposition a debate. I have never heard of the treasury benches subverting parliament, which they did. And since they're so confident electorally, they wanted Rahul Gandhi to be disqualified. That you must understand what happened in the last session, and you must know what will happen in the next session. It will be an attack on a Supreme Court verdict. So, what do you expect me to say? I'm not going to fall into this pretend thing. Oh no, but we must be so nice for this ceremony. I think it's rubbish. They've completely subverted, and I'm not going to do the whataboutery of no. Culture is very nice. This is very. One day you must not. They should reach out in one day.
Okay.
They should put that man. It's a BJP MP. It's not about him. Why has the Prime Minister done nothing? What about Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao? It's the Prime Minister's party. Within political circles, they say Yogi Adityanath is ready to get rid of him. It is the Delhi which doesn't want him to go.
You know politics. This particular MP has probably the only one in UP who's openly criticized Yogi Adityanath at a different time.
He's ready but he has been accused. Yeah. He has been accused of raping, and he's a BJP guy. So you're going to tell me no, we must be very polite. Women, I don't agree with you at all. I'm not going to go with this hypocrisy and this kind of attitude one day in the country. I have many days in my country.
I think Jaya's wanting to come in briefly.
Citizens of India
to say one thing. Today was not a day slated for any discussion, argument.
Today is Savarkar's birthday also.
So it may be anybody's birthday.
Saba.
Today is Savarkar's birthday.
Okay, you're all speaking together.
Even though he was legally, he was
Saba, you made your
Gandhi.
Jaya Jaitley.
Would you accept that? If you produce Sengol, then you must know that the fellow who killed Gandhi was a follower of Savarkar. Just
one minute. Mohan, I'm coming to you in a second. Jaya,
I'm going to say what I want to say.
Of course, you must say what you want to say. Of course, you must say what you want to say. I'm allowing Jaya Jaitley a brief interjection, very brief. Mohan Yashwant and Professor Mridula Mukherjee are waiting to speak. Jaya Jaitley, please go ahead. Ma'am, do you have anything to say?
Don't briefly undermine today's ceremony and art and aesthetics of the poor people of India. What I'm saying is today was a purely designated ceremonial day. There was no discussion slated, no debate slated, no activity slated. And if the opposition had been there, maybe if they'd raised a voice, something would have happened. But I think let us for one day not fight.
Okay, Mohan Das Pai, sorry ma'am, I'm racing this along because we have limited time. Mohan Das Pai, here's a different way of looking at it. Imagine for a moment that this ceremony is taking place and outside at a designated venue, you're also able to allow a peaceful protest by women who look towards Parliament for justice, right? Wouldn't that have caught the essence of what this day was meant to be about?
Barkha, we have a law which prohibits any kind of demonstration outside Parliament. The law has been there for the last 30, 40 years. They were breaking the law. Would you like people to break the law blatantly in front of the new parliamentary house when it is getting inaugurated? No, the law has to be the law. We all live under the rule of law. Two, As far as this charge is concerned, just because somebody accuses you something, you're not guilty. That is not the law. We are not ruled by the mob. We are ruled by the rule of law. There has to be an inquiry. P.T. Usha set up an inquiry with Mary Com. Would you not believe Mary Com? Mary Com is a woman, 4-time Olympic winner and all that. Let the
I mean,
inquiry
this is
go.
a this is a man who has said on camera that he's murdered someone. I just want to give
Barkha,
context about who we are talking about. That's all. Yeah.
Barkha, I agree with you. I agree with you. People who are done wrong should be prosecuted. They must be put into jail. Lalu Prasad Yadav got away for 20 years. We have a broken down justice system, but this is not the day when you pick up all that and have a one-sided dialogue. And we must respect Veer Savarkar. You may not like him, that is fine. Don't like him, hate him. We can't have this hatred against a great, freedom fighter. He was a freedom fighter much before Gandhi. You must go to the cellular jail where he was put inside for 12 years. I didn't know Savarkar. I didn't know anything about him till I went to Port Blair. I saw the place. I had tears in my eyes. How can somebody suffer such torture for 12 years? Now we have some people like this. You accuse him, say all kind of nonsense, which is contrary to the law. Come on. We must have a civil debate. We must respect all freedom fighters. Not only some. These are people who worship the culture of a family, which is very wrong. Now, Barkha, I want to end by saying, we can have a debate in Parliament. I am very disappointed with Parliament for many reasons. The budget, we spend 45 lakh crores. There is no debate. There has been no debate on the budget for the last 8 to 9 years because the opposition does not come to the budget debate and criticize the government. The opposition has to hold the government accountable. During the budget session is about the budget, the spending of hard-earned money. There is no debate. 45 lakhs just passed. That is not right. Both sides have
done this to each other. Both sides have done this to each other. We have all seen it. That is the point you want to make in the end, that Parliament has to function better. I think that's an important point, especially when we look at the PRS data or the productivity of Parliament having significantly gone down. That's something to underline today. Professor Mridula Mukherjee, your thoughts, ma'am, and I'll give Yashwant the last word then.
Well, I think, there are many things that I want to say, but time is obviously short. So the main point which I have been making over the last 2 days is, it was the responsibility of the government of the day to build consensus on such an important issue as the inauguration of the new parliament building. There is no reason they could not have consulted leaders of the opposition before the event about this upcoming event, shared what they were going to do, how they were going to do it, and take them on board. That is how you function in a democracy. You do not make decisions and announce them. The day was chosen as a divisive day. Whether you admire Savarkar or not, he is a divisive personality. The grandson of Mahatma Gandhi has spoken up. His great-grandson have spoken up, both on the issue of the Sengol, Rajmohan Gandhi and Tushar Gandhi. Please pay attention to what they are saying. There was no reason to choose Savarkar's birthday if you wanted for everybody around. Also there was no reason to have not considered the opposition view if it was that the president should inaugurate. The whole way of functioning of this government is you deliver fiats because actually you don't care about the opposition. That is the tragedy. Mr. Pai is saying Parliament is obstructed. I hope he knows that in the recent past, it's the treasury benches which have been disrupting Parliament, which is unheard of anywhere in any democracy. So that's all I have to say.
Okay, Yashwant, there are many clear disagreements on this program. I think we must all agree that the women talking about sexual abuse must find justice and must be heard with sensitivity. That point I do want to underline. For the rest, I give you the closing word.
Barkha, I'm into perception research, and this is what I want to say. Who wouldn't agree on the women wrestlers thing, what Saba said? Talk to anybody on the street if they have been harassed, if the charges are proven. Not only disqualify the guy, hang that person. Who would disagree? Everybody here, everybody on the street, if something injustice has been done, justice has to be delivered and justice has to be seen. I just hope that rather than boycotting the parliament, the opposition would have been there and use the very first day of the functioning of the parliament to raise this issue